In a world that never sleeps, where success is measured in likes and followers, where comparison is just one scroll away, there's an ancient solution to our modern problems. The Stoics, those ancient masters of the mind, left us a blueprint not just for managing self-doubt, but for crushing it entirely. Think about the last time you lay awake at night, mind racing with uncertainty, or that moment when you saw someone else's success and questioned your entire journey, that voice in your head questioning every decision, that knot in your stomach before a big presentation, the hesitation before sending that important email, the doubt that creeps in when you're about to take a risk that could change everything. You're not alone in this battle. 2,000 years ago, the Stoics faced these same internal struggles. They just didn't have Instagram to make it worse, or LinkedIn to remind them of all the promotions they didn't get. But here's something remarkable. These ancient philosophers, these masters of the mind, developed a system so powerful, so practical, that it's being used today by everyone from CEOs to artists, from athletes to entrepreneurs. And today, I'm going to share their 3 most powerful techniques for destroying self-doubt. But first, let's understand something crucial. Self-doubt isn't a modern invention. It's not a product of social media or contemporary pressure. It's a fundamental human experience that has existed as long as humans have had dreams and ambitions. Before we dive deep into these life-changing principles, take a moment. Think about the last time self-doubt held you back. Maybe it was a dream you didn't pursue, a conversation you didn't start, an opportunity you let slip away. Keep that moment in mind, because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to handle it differently. Let's start with what Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, called the dichotomy of control. But first, understand this fundamental truth. The world is divided into 2 categories: what you can control and what you can't. Simple in theory, revolutionary in practice. Think about that situation that's causing you doubt right now. Maybe it's a job interview, a relationship, or a creative project. Now, let's apply the Stoic filter. What aspects of this situation can you actually control? You can't control whether you get the job, but you can control your preparation. You can't control if someone likes you back, but you can control how you present yourself. Furthermore, you can't control if people will love your work, but you can control the effort you put into creating it. The Stoics understood something profound. Self-doubt flourishes in the garden of what-ifs. It grows strongest when we obsess over outcomes we can't control. But when we shift our focus to what we can control, our actions, our responses, our preparation, something transformative happens. The doubt loses its power. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his personal journals, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This isn't just ancient wisdom, it's a practical tool for modern life. But here's where it gets really interesting. The second principle is what the Stoics called Premeditatio Malorum, negative visualization. Now, before you think this sounds depressing or contrary to modern positive thinking, stay with me. This might be the most powerful tool in your arsenal. Here's how it works. Instead of trying to suppress your doubts and fears, you lean into them. You ask yourself, what's the worst that could realistically happen? Then you mentally rehearse handling that situation. But here's the key, you don't just imagine the negative outcome, you imagine yourself handling it with grace and wisdom. Imagine you're about to give an important presentation. Your self-doubt is screaming at you. The Stoic approach: visualize every possible failure. Your mind goes blank. You lose your place. The audience looks bored. The slides malfunction. Now ask yourself, could I handle this? Could I survive it? Could I learn from it? Could I even find humor in it? What you'll find is that by facing these fears head-on, they lose their grip on you. As Seneca wisely noted, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Most of what we fear never happens, and what does happen is rarely as bad as we imagined. The third principle is what I call the observer perspective. This is where everything we've learned comes together in a powerful way. Epictetus taught that it's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Your self-doubt isn't reality. It's just your judgment about reality. Try this Stoic hack. Next time self-doubt creeps in, step back and observe your thoughts like you're watching someone else's movie. Notice how your mind creates stories, assumptions, and worst-case scenarios. Watch how it catastrophizes and exaggerates. By becoming the observer of your thoughts, rather than being consumed by them, you gain an almost superhuman power over self-doubt. Think of it like this. Your mind is like a theater, and your thoughts are the actors on stage. Instead of getting lost in the drama, take a seat in the audience. Watch the show with curiosity rather than judgment. This simple shift in perspective can change everything. Now let's put this all together into a practical system you can use anytime, anywhere. The next time self-doubt strikes, 1. Apply the dichotomy of control. Focus ruthlessly on what you can control. Let go of what you can't. Make this your mantra. I control my actions, not the outcomes. 2. Use negative visualization to face your fears head-on. What's the worst that could happen? Could you handle it? Of course you could. You're stronger than you think. 3. Step into the observer perspective. Watch your thoughts without being controlled by them. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the consciousness observing them. But here's the most important part. These techniques aren't just philosophical ideas, they're practical tools that have been tested across centuries. From Roman emperors to modern entrepreneurs, from ancient warriors to contemporary artists, these principles have helped people overcome their doubts and achieve remarkable things. Remember this, self-doubt isn't your enemy. It's your opportunity to practice these timeless principles. As Marcus Aurelius would say, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your journey to Stoic wisdom starts now. The ancient philosophers left us these tools. The only question is, will you use them? Before you go, take a moment to reflect on how you'll apply these principles in your life. What situation will you approach differently now? What doubt will you face with new understanding? If this resonated with you, join our community of modern Stoics by hitting that subscribe button. Share this video with someone who needs it, and drop a comment below sharing your biggest takeaway. Stay strong, stay Stoic, and I'll see you in the next one.